Hi there, this is Marc from the ATV Guys, and today I've got a little treat for you. A 2023 CFMOTO ZFORCE 950 HO Sport. What's the big deal with this thing? Well, first of all, how's this camera? You doing okay? Yeah. There's, you know, I've covered this model extensively over the years. It's now been almost 3 years since I touched the first one, or 2 years, 2.5. So I'm not going to do a full review, but what I'm going to do is talk about what's new on it and how it's been made better or worse. There's a new info center. I like the way it is with here there's a button there, normal and sport. This is only a mode that softens the acceleration pedal, the accelerator, because it's fully electronic. So to start off, the engine, a lot of people were criticizing on this unit, is the engine output was 79 horsepower. Now they bumped it up to 90, so 11 more horsepower, a couple of, I think, 5 or 6 foot-pounds more of torque. Running a new exhaust system, it looks the same, but it's different. Doesn't sound the same, so probably the inners are different. So let's start. And the trails are very, very wet right now and muddy. So a cool thing that I got is this windshield here. It's got a back windshield, and these are all original CFMOTO accessories. The windshield and the top here, it's an aluminum roof, was made by DFK, but a special built for CFMOTO. This is a glass windshield with a wiper and washer. On a day like this, you want to have it. Oh yeah, man, this sunshine is like, woo. The throttle response is quite better. Got better snap, better zip. Now, it's not anything dramatic, because I'm not, I'm not going to tell you this is going to beat the X3 or whatever. Its competitors in the field are the Polaris RZR 1000S and the Can-Am Maverick Sport, which is one of my favorite rigs. Love that thing. This thing falls right in the middle, right between the RZR and the Maverick. So it's finally got this when you start pedaling it, snapping on that gas, this is where you see that there is a difference in tune. It picks up, you can feel it. It's only 11 horsepower, don't get me wrong, but now it's got the little pickup, the top end it didn't have before, so now it's got it. Happy for that. Another major modification that was made are the seats. I'll show you the seats here. They changed the F1 type seat, racing seat. That was good for slimmer people, but if you're more a little bit more rounded, those were a tough sell because they were tight on some people. So now they went back to a more traditional seat, but with very good side bolstering. So the comfort level is good. And talk about comfort, the main criticism I have for the Z950 Gen 1, which a lot of people have the same thing, is the suspension. Suspension was on the stiff side, and here it's totally revised. So they changed the shocks and they changed the springs. Now it's set up with a dual spring, not a dual rate spring, but a dual spring. So it's got the impact spring and a comfort spring, which in this type of It changes a lot. The ride is much smoother, less harsh, and you also keep a better control on what the front end is doing out there. But this is a very, very nice improvement. Appreciate that a lot. And it's still fully adjustable shocks, compression and rebound. But this thing loves curves now. It's less rear end happy in two-wheel drive. Yeah. Oh yeah. The brakes, when you start out, the brakes are really wooden. That's the right term. But now it's got some mileage in it, and the brakes, I like it because they're not overly sensitive, but they don't require you to jump on the pedal to get some braking performance. So I like the brakes on this. Could be better. I probably introduced dual pot calipers to the front instead of singles, but this will do the job, no problemo. Another improvement they've made, they changed the wheels. Yeah, it's an improvement because now they're beadlock wheels, running on 27-inch 27-914 and 27-1114 CST Stag radials, which in my view are one of the best trail tires out there. Either for ATV or UTVs, they got a full set of sizes. Actually, so people who don't know, I own a tire company, and it's called Traction Off-Road, the only Canadian tire manufacturer for ATVs and UTVs. And we got the all-new Omega, which I based on the top-selling tires, and the tires are preferred. So you can look them up at tractionoffroad.com, and they're sold across Canada via importationthibault.com. Over 500 to 600 dealers have access to these tires now, including my winter radial, the Glacius. Anyway, but the tires are awesome. But with beadlock wheels, what the cool thing is that you can actually fix your tire in a trail if you get a bigger, you get a bigger puncture or something like that, and you can't, it won't pop off the rim because now it's held in there. But much better all around for a wheel. I'm very happy that they went to that setup. Even on the EX now on 29-inch, its big brother, the EX is running 29-inch CST Stags, but it's a 64-inch suspension, so it's all different. Yeah, there's also the inclusion this year of a wireless remote for the winch, which is a 3,500-pound winch. I can't say enough about it's about time, because that wired remote was such a pain in the butt. Having to plug it in here, pull the wire and all this stuff. Now it's a wireless remote, so if it don't work, well, that means the batteries are dead. And it's a very good remote. It's the same type as what they have in some very popular winch companies. So it's good. I like this windshield setup though. This is cool. Let's see. We'll put this in lower gear and see how deep this thing is. About 1.5 feet. Nothing right home about. But there's more muddy stuff coming. We'll see about that later. One thing that is annoying as hell, why did they put a limiter on low four-wheel drive? Why? Tell me why. So if you're in low, you're stuck at 25 clicks an hour and you can't defeat it. There's the defeat switch here. It doesn't work. Oh, that's a real bummer though. Real bummer. You used to be able to do it on the other one. So you have to put it in high gear. That's annoying. But that's fun. And being able to get it from your dealer, get it professionally installed, because you don't want some dimwit to install this stuff. There's a lot of electrics and lots of stuff that you know needs somebody who's you know, who knows what they're doing. Okay, this is where we test the braking of the CVT. Very, very steep hill, as usual, for the guys who watch this channel. This is nice, controlled. Yeah, typical CVT from CVTech, primary and secondary. They worked a bit on the tuning. The tuning used to be a little bit more abrupt. Now it's a little smoother. So I kind of like it. And this is the power test. Very steep hill going uphill. Oh yeah. This is where you actually feel those extra 11 horsepower. Very, very happy about that. But I wish there'd be more. This engine can get a state of tune about 100 horsepower like the other boys. Its only big difference between the two others is it's got more mid-range, which actually for a touring machine like this is not a racing machine. It's, you know, it's great. It does the job. Just that I'd wish for more. I still wish for a real true super sport at CFMOTO. But doing this stuff like S's and stuff like this, oh, those stags are just awesome. It's kind of greasy all over today. It still is a sweet point and shoot machine. Like in this type of trails, compared to the last year's model, this thing is very, very comfortable, because I'm getting, you know, there's a lot of bumps and stuff like that in here, and much more composed. And the more I have, I'm sitting in these seats, the better I like them. You move around a little bit more than the old ones, but it's actually it's kind of freeing. Oh yeah. And you get some decent protection when you're entering water on this thing. It is deep. Some of these places are very, very deep. But this is what I like. You can bomb around a little bit. A bit of mud, a bit of everything. I did some sand. That's why I like these trails where I test the machines a lot. Gives you a more all kinds of situations, trail conditions that I can test machines in. Oh, I forgot to tell you about one thing: lighting. I'm gonna go to low gear here. I know this one's deep. Lighting, there was some things changed in the lighting department. It's got even better lighting than before. I don't have a choice to go through this, and this is oh very deep. Tells you one thing about the level of the intake and exhaust on the CVT. No water in there yet. That's a great thing. All around this machine is a real sport tourer. This is a machine that gets you from point A to point B in very good comfort. and without breaking the bank, because this thing is like $20,999, $21,000. And if you want the super sport version, the EX is going to run you $21,999, $1,000 more. But this is much better overall than the old model. Much better. Oh yeah. Improvements have been made, and it shows. That's what I like about this, because in lots of manufacturer talk, you know, we improved this, we improved that, and you can't really feel it, or it doesn't really show. But for this instance, woohoo! Okay. The improvements show. You can feel them. Well, it's a big plus. I love the windshield. The windshield is something special. Just having a wiper changes everything. Now, the lower door inserts is a must-have accessory. You have practically no water coming in. Like, I was in deep stuff, like 2.5 feet, not stopping. I'm not gonna stop. But having the having the wiper makes this thing kind of fun, because if you don't have a wiper in this type of riding, you might have to go out and clean that windshield. I don't. Hey there. Oh yeah. Well, that was a sweet ride. So my thoughts on the 2023 CFMOTO ZFORCE 950 HO Sport. Number one, the engine. 79 to 90 horsepower is a significant leap. Is it what I was expecting? I'm still aiming for 100 horsepower. I know this engine can handle 100 horsepower. But what it gives us is it kept the same great torque that it had before, but it's got a little more oomph upstairs to be able to be competitive with the other units in this segment, which is the Maverick Sport and the RZR 1000S series. That's very, very important to be able to, to hang with these guys. It'll hang with them all day, no issues. You don't have to race, have the pedal to the floor. It'll keep with them now, no problem. It used to keep up, but now it's even better. It's fast, it's simpler. I like that. Love the tires, love the wheel package. The wheel package with the beadlock wheels. Awesome setup. This is accessory. This is accessory. This is accessory. Accessory, and the lower door inserts here, which are all available at your dealer as accessories. So that's a decent quantity of accessories, like a lot. The seat inside, much better for taller and big and tall, or small and round, whichever. This is what you'd expect a seat in the UTV. The other one was more like an F1 seat. But this is much better. I like the layout of the new dash. No, all in all, it's a leap forward, especially with these things. The suspension is awesome, like really awesome. I'm finicky. I'm very finicky about suspension. It's got suspension. If the machine has the engine of a lifetime, if the suspension can't cash the check, the machine is not worth it. And
It was a little bit too stiff on the previous version of the Z950. Now, this one is the one that replaces the Z950 in HO trim, and that has been addressed suspension side. Much better, compliant ride, and you can push a lot more. The front, you got a bit more front end feel. It turns on a dime. I like it. I like the way it handles now. So, for $20,999, this thing's hard to beat. It's hard to beat in this price range because the RZR and the Maverick are significantly more expensive and don't have a lot of features. I happen to prefer still the Maverick. I won't BS you. Everybody has favorites. I just want to be fair and say what I feel. But I'd ride this thing all day. On the positive side, that's good. The negatives, low gear, 4x4 locked at 25 clicks an hour. What were they thinking? This has got to go. This is a major crimp if I'm doing trails. The Polaris, the Can-Am, they'll go up to 50, 60 kilometers per hour. I'm stuck at 25 with no power. Doesn't fly with me. Other things I don't like. Yeah, the button here, the 4x4 button, there's nothing precise there. Up position is two-wheel drive, middle position is four-wheel drive, and bottom position is four-wheel drive lock. I happen to prefer the old setup, the one that had a button you slide, and that you couldn't make a mistake. This you can make a mistake. And driving on four-wheel drive, low, locked, if you're driving on hard pack or asphalt, it can damage stuff after a while. It puts a lot of strain on the drivetrain. So make it clearer, because in the dash there's only a little X about yay high that appears on the front diff. You can't even see it if you're driving. So no, that's a big no. Yeah, those are the 2 points I really notice. If I can be finicky, we'll put a list of what we like, we don't like, but this is off the top of my head. I love the level of accessory and all this stuff, the power. The brakes are fine. All in all, it's a very decent machine. So I'm going back driving. I'm going back in this thing and I'm going over there. Is that good enough? All right, so I'm Marc from the ATV Guys. Thanks for coming. Please smash that like button and subscribe to the platform you're seeing this video on. I really appreciate it. And that's pretty much it. I'm going riding.